park on our road trip back home, and then we should be home later on today. So I guess this park is named after, the Capitol Park comes from the similarity to the Capitol buildings in DC, the white cap domes that are here. And then the reef part relates to some sort of geologic fold that you can see in the ground. I can't remember exactly now what it is called. The Water Pocket Fold. It says early prospectors visiting the area referred to the barrier known as the Water Pocket Fold as a reef. So that's kind of the little, not collaboration, but that's kind of how the park's name formed itself. So off to Capitol Reef. So the visitor center isn't until about 8 miles into the park. So looking just kind of at the pullouts from the map that we printed, it looks like the first thing that we're going to come to is the Bahunin cabin. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but that is going to be our first stop this morning. It's a modest home that stands in front of you, a reminder of the hardship of the early settlers. So this one-room cabin was built in 1882 by Elijah Cutler Bahunin and his family. So his wife was Tabitha Jane, and they had 13 children.
So our first stop is all done. It was the cabin. Not too bad. So looking forward to seeing what else we have in the rest of the park.
Arrived at the petroglyphs stopping point. We did bypass Hickman Bridge. It's actually a hike to get out to the bridge, so we did not do that today, but we are here at the petroglyphs now.
Yeah, right there.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's supposed to be more down here, so we're gonna walk down to the next area and see what we can see. Yeah.
Oh, there's one right there.
Okay. Oh, let's take a picture of that.
Oh yeah, look, there's one right there.
Okay, so there's not like one set of them, there's just a ton of them along the wall. It's pretty cool. As we walk back along the path, we're going to look on the rock wall to see if we missed any, because we weren't initially looking at any of them.
Well, those were pretty neat. Definitely worth stopping at, and you just kind of have to have a keen eye to look at the rocks when you're going, because they are faded, so they're a little hard to spot, but worth it if you are in the area.
We arrived at the historic Frutia School. Let's take a look at what it looks like.
So it says, a community's cornerstone. This modest building played a significant role in the Fruita community. Built in 1896, this one-room schoolhouse was the only public structure. Besides being their only school, it also served as church meeting house, since Fruita's Mormon settlers never had their own church building. It also functioned as a community center, and students' desks were not attached to the floor, so they could make room for dances, meeting, church gatherings, and other social events. And then it says, classes steadily grew smaller as the years passed, and so it shows different pictures with classes as it gets smaller. The last students taught were in 1941 when the school was closed. So we are at the visitor center. We're going to go in and hopefully buy a sticker and a patch, and then see if we can get any information on the scenic drive to see if that's worth doing before we continue with the rest of the park. Drive, which is one of the offshoots of the drive here in the park. It takes us down to a couple of different viewpoints and then also the Gifford Farm. So off we go.
So here's a blacksmith shop. This is our first stop on the scenic tour.
Museum and store. It says fresh pies and bread. So let's check it out.
If we were to be here a little bit longer, we could have went to the Harvest Homecoming.
Harvest Homecoming today?
Yeah. Here at the Gifford House, they have live music, some craft demonstrations, they have some speakers and things like that. So, fortunately, we're probably going to be already gone by the time it starts. It starts at 11. So, otherwise, it looked like it would have been pretty cool to go to.
We did, though, buy some blackberry jam. I'm guessing it was made here from some of the orchards, since they had a bunch of different types that you could get, peach and apple and a couple other kinds. We ended up picking blackberry. We're going to try that when we get home.
Should be pretty good. Looking forward to it.
I guess the scenic drive actually starts after you've passed Gifford Farms. So we just began it. It's 20 miles round trip. Not sure, based on the map, what exactly we'll see. It might just be more of kind of the scenery around us and stopping and taking pictures when we get a chance.
So we're at on the scenic drive. They have a turnout for the dirt road for the Grand Wash, and that's where we are now. I guess over here there's some mine shafts that have some wood covered over it, and I guess they were, what did they say?
It says it was uranium.
So uranium.
So there's radiation hazard.
And it's a radiation hazard, so it's not really safe to be over there. All right, let's go see what the rest of the Grand Wash has. So this pullout is the Echo Cliffs.
Hello! Ooh, it did echo. You could hear it.
So it appears the name Echo Cliffs live up to their name, since we could hear Kelly.
We just finished up with the Grand View off-roading. Not really too much off-roading, but we did get to actually put the car in a little bit of the off-road gears for a bit. And we are back now on the road for the rest of the scenic drive.
Here we are at the end of the scenic drive, and this is the start of the Capitol Gorge right here. This is another unpaved road here. We're not going to take it, but we'll just show you the beginning of it. So we're heading back out to the main road. We're just going to have to drive the scenic route back, and then we'll see what else the park has to offer us. Here we are at Chimney Rock. We'll get a view of it in just a second. There's Chimney Rock right there.
We are at our last stop here at the park. It is called Twin Rocks. Reef National Park. We picked up our sticker, and then we got this patch that had the petroglyphs because those were pretty cool. Thoughts on the park? I would probably say of all the Utah parks we've been to, this is the last one that we hadn't been to yet here in Utah. This would probably be one of my favorites just because of the history that's here, kind of the old town and